Have you ever thought that a living creature might come back to life after 40,000 years of being frozen? Not a simple cell or a bacterium, but a multicellular worm that has emerged from the frozen soil of Siberia, come to life, and started moving. This is not just a strange rumor, this is a scientific fact. But the story doesn't end here. Other things have also been discovered beneath the frozen world of Siberia. Things like the body of a 2-month-old foal with liquid blood and complete skin and hair from the Ice Age, and a wolf pup that seems to have died just yesterday. Also, viruses that had been dormant under the ice for 30,000 years but have now become active again. Therefore, the question that arises is, what exactly is happening beneath the Siberian ice and what is lying dormant there? History or threat? In northeastern Siberia, there is a massive pit called the Batagaika crater. The locals call it the gateway to hell. A large fissure in the heart of the earth that becomes deeper and wider each year. This fissure is the result of the melting ice that had remained unchanged for thousands of years. But now, with the warming of the earth, this fissure is revealing secrets from within the ice that sometimes resemble science fiction movies. For example, in 2018, Russian and Japanese scientists found the carcass of a foal in this very area. But the interesting point was that this carcass was very fresh. That is, there was no sign of a dry skeleton. Rather, a body with skin, hair, eyes, hooves, and even urine and blood that remained inside it was discovered. The carcass of this foal was given the name Lena. The reason was that it was found near the Lena River, which is the easternmost of the 3 great rivers of Siberia. This foal was only 2 months old and had probably fallen into a muddy pit and frozen about 42,000 years ago. Thus, its body remained remarkably well preserved. It's interesting to know that even the color of the hair on this foal's body is visible. Light brown with white streaks on the mane and legs. Scientists were able to extract a significant amount of intact DNA using its blood and tissues, to the extent that they can reconstruct the entire genome of this animal and have even considered cloning it. But this was just the beginning of the story. What was discovered next shocked the entire scientific world. In 2016, a wolf pup was found in the Klondike region near Dawson City, Canada, which they named Jur. This pup was only 6 to 8 weeks old, but the strange thing about it was that its fur, nails, nose, and even eyes were so fresh that it seemed as if it had died just last night. However, Jur lived around 57,000 years ago and was likely buried under ice debris in a landslide or earth collapse. Now, an interesting point that scientists discovered with the finding of Jur's intact body and its healthy hair and teeth was that they were able to determine what Jur ate. He mostly ate fish. In clearer terms, scientists analyzed the DNA and stomach contents of Jur and discovered that his main diet consisted of fish, rather than land prey like rodents and smaller animals. This is very surprising, because it shows that the wolf pups of that time, unlike terrestrial or forest wolves that usually, don't eat fish, unexpectedly caught fish from rivers. This indicates a different lifestyle, likely due to climatic conditions and the absence of other prey. However, the DNA analysis showed that it belonged to a breed that no longer exists, although some of its genes remain in today's wolves. In one of the most bizarre scientific experiments of the century, in 2018, a team of Russian scientists and Princeton University found 2 samples of roundworms. One was approximately 42,000 years old, and the other was 30,000 years old. Now, the most astonishing part is that the worms were in ice, but when they were placed in a nutrient environment, they started to move. But how is that possible? This means that the worms, which had been frozen since the Ice Age, are thousands of years old and have now come back to life. This was the first time in history that a multicellular organism came back to life after being frozen for thousands of years. This discovery has numerous implications for biology, cryobiology, or the science of body freezing, and even space travel. But in 2014, two scientists named Chantal Abergel and Jean-Michel Claverie discovered a virus called Pithevirus sibericum that had been buried under the ice for 30,000 years. This virus is very large in size, and it can even be seen with a simple microscope. But worst of all, it has become active again. For now, it has only been able to infect its host and replicate in a laboratory environment. So what was its host? Amoebas, or single-celled organisms found in water and soil. But the good news is that this virus is not dangerous to humans. However, this raises a point. If a 300-year-old virus that only infects amoebas can become active again after all these years, then it's likely that viruses that once infected humans and animals could also emerge from the ice and come back to life, too. There is an example of this. In 2016, during a very hot summer, with the melting of the ice in northern Russia, the carcass of a herd of reindeer that had died from anthrax emerged, and the disease spread again. But this story continues. In 2021, an international team took samples from glaciers on the Tibetan Plateau. The result: 33 viruses, 28 of which were completely new. These viruses had survived at sub-zero temperatures without food or light for 15,000 years. Although they are not currently dangerous, no one can guarantee what will happen in the future or what else might emerge from the ice. The world beneath the ice is a strange one. In my opinion, the most fascinating part of these stories is that the ice acts like a time machine, not just for discovering the past, but perhaps even for changing the future. But on the other hand, this icy world could also be a Pandora's box, containing all the unknown calamities and misfortunes of humanity, just like in the legends. I mean, what I'm saying is that in some areas, science can become very dangerous, and a lot of unpredictable and hazardous things might be extracted and discovered from within this ice, which could end up harming everyone and even lead to the destruction of all human life. But I would like to know your opinion. Do you think we should try to understand this icy world more so that by referring to the past, we can have a better understanding of the future? Or is it better to let the past remain in the past? What is your opinion on cloning creatures from the Ice Age? Be sure to write your opinion in the comments section. The world of ice is not just a cold and lifeless region. Here, history is frozen, with secrets of life, death, extinction, and even revival. Therefore, the more we explore the world beneath the ice, the more we might realize that we truly know nothing about the world around us.